This is my 5-image story. My first slide is the direction of the wind. Wind is an air in motion. It is produced by the uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun. Since the Earth's surface is made of various land and water formations, it absorbs the sun's radiation unevenly. Two factors are necessary to specific wind, that is speed and direction. As the sun warms the Earth's surface, the atmosphere warms too. Some parts of the Earth receive direct rays from the sun all year and are always warm. Other places receive indirect rays, so the climate is colder. Warm air, which weighs less than cold air, rises. Then cold air moves in and replaces the rising warm air. This movement of air is what makes the wind blow. This effect is the apparent acceleration of a moving body on or near the Earth as a result of the Earth's rotation. This effect is important to determining of wind direction on a global scale. This effect can also be illustrated on a basic level by attempting to draw a straight line from the center of the edge of a rotating turntable. The line curves because of the rotation of the turntable. The rotation of the Earth affects the movement of an air mass in a similar manner. In the northern hemisphere, air moving toward the equator is deflected to the west or to the right of its direction of rotation. Conversely, air moving from the equator toward the North Pole is deflected to the east. These directions are reversed in the southern hemisphere, where the air rotation deflects to the left. Winds blowing from the south toward the equator are deflected to the west, and the winds traveling from the equator to the South Pole are deflected to the east. Why and where air rises. Hot air is less dense than cold air, which is why hot air rises and cold air sinks. As hot air from the Earth's surface rises, it soon becomes cold air as it nears space. As hot air cools, it sinks back to the surface of the Earth, where it gets warmed by the ocean, only to rise again. This is called convection current. Convection currents are defined as room air rising and cold air sinking. The main reason that hot air rises is because sinking cold air pushes it up. However, other things like mountain slopes can also cause air to rise. When in any substance is hot, its molecules are farther apart than when it is cold. This makes hot air less dense than cold air and lighter per cubic square foot. Air high up in the atmosphere is actually colder than air near the Earth's surface. This is because the Earth's oceans warm up air near the Earth's surface. These air currents also create storms, including hurricanes and tornadoes. Hot air rising and colliding with cold air is what creates thunderstorms. Strong updrafts of warm air create cumulus clouds called clouds. These clouds are like the fluffy clouds we see in the sky almost every day. These clouds typically grow upward and can grow into thunderstorms. Violent tornadoes are also associated with these types of clouds. Storms that form at sea begin to scatter when they reach land. Because they can no longer absorb moisture from the ocean, the longer a tropical storm or hurricane stays at sea, the more likely it is to grow in size and strength for the most part. Climate is the average weather usually taken over a 30-year time period for a particular region and time period. Climate is not the same as weather, but rather it is the average pattern of weather for a particular region. Weather describes the short-term state of the atmosphere. This is also climate change, which is a change in long-term weather patterns. They can become warmer or colder. Annual amounts of rainfall or snowfall can increase or decrease. The combination of ocean and atmospheric circulation drives global climate by redistributing heat and moisture. Areas located near the tropics remain warm and relatively wet through the year. In moderate regions, differences in solar input drive seasonal changes.